So hello guys, how are we doing? Yeah, just got an encore over on the Acorn stage. How are you feeling about that?
Good, yeah. It was a really good show, yeah, and the crowd were lovely. So it was really nice to get an encore and play another one. Yeah, it was good.
Nice. Okay, cool. So I was thinking we could talk about your formation a little bit because it's something I don't really know that much about. You started in Lebanon, is that correct?
Yeah. We all moved to Lebanon after we graduated. We knew each other before we went, which is not that romantic a story, but like some people think we met there. We'll let them believe that. But yeah, we went over there as English teachers, but we had the instruments with us. Right. And we used to play a lot in Lebanon, and then like eventually we came back to the UK and thought let's give the band a go. Yeah. So that's how it started.
Right. Okay. And went for it full time.
Yeah.
Yeah. Nice. And then we've got the Hide and Hair. Last time I saw you was in November, and you just launched that. And since then, you've had BBC sessions, you've had the Canada Showcase, and you've just got a heavy summer touring schedule. How are you finding that? How are you finding the reception? Is it a little overwhelming, or?
Yeah, I mean, it's great. We're really excited that people are listening to it because, to be honest, we didn't know that people would. This is we're novices when it comes to making music. So Hide and Hair was just our first attempt at putting something together that represents the band, and so yeah, it was nerve-wracking for us to wonder how people might receive it, and so we're relieved and pleased that people like it. Yeah, it's good. And in terms of the summer schedule, we're having a really good time. We're spending a lot of time in a very small car together, but otherwise we're having a great time.
Yeah.
Cozy.
It's really good fun. Like going all over bits of the country we've never been to, like sick festivals like this one. So yeah, we're having a great time.
Nice. Okay. And so when you approach songwriting, when it comes to arranging, you can play a lot of instruments, can't you? You've got naughty bass and accordion. And how do you choose who takes the lead, who's going to sing on what, that kind of thing?
That's an interesting question. It's one of those things that kind of sort of works itself out naturally. In terms of singing, obviously, if we do some songs in Welsh, and if we do a song in Welsh, I'll sing that because Will doesn't speak Welsh. Although he does sing backing vocals in a lot of the Welsh tracks. That's one thing that's easy to sort of figure out who's doing what on. But yeah, generally I think things just work themselves out. Like someone comes forward with an idea, a chorus maybe, or a verse, and then the way we've always worked is we come together and build it together. And yeah, it's not as if anyone goes off and writes all the material alone and then presents it to the group. All of the songs are co-writes, and yeah, they all just work themselves out in a long sort of process of jamming it out, really.
I was going to say that when you ask, sort of how do we choose who does what, it doesn't happen like that because we work it out together. Everybody just figures out their own part, and so the way that the bits that we play are not necessarily, it's not necessarily like we say, like, oh Rob, like you're going to play the lead line on this bit on the mandolin, like that will just happen. So it's a slow but organic process that we use.
Very inefficient.
Yeah, that was going to be my point. It's a very inefficient process, but well, actually, no, until about 2 weeks ago, we lived together in the same house, so it was just playing all the time. It's still like that now, just with a few more logistics. Yeah, I just have to get a bus, but like I haven't got anything else to do, so.
You've moved out?
We still live in Cambridge.
Right. Okay.
We still live pretty close to each other.
No longer a van.
Yeah, we don't live in a van anymore, so that's progress, if nothing else. When the band started, when we came back from Lebanon, we were just homeless. Like, we didn't have a job, didn't have a house, didn't have anything. So we pooled our money and bought an old transit van and lived in that full time for 6 months when the band started. So we were sort of like less than zero, basically. like a negative standing start, but it was good fun. And it meant we had a lot of time to do stuff, and our parents were like weirdly supportive of our decision.
I think parents are.
Of our decision to live in a van and be musicians in our mid-20s, but
it paid off. You here?
Yeah. We'll see. Well, I mean, as I said, we're just going with it and having a good time at the minute.
Nice. Okay. And you mentioned singing Welsh before. In regards to kind of, do you consider that kind of helping minority languages? Is it important for you to sing in Welsh and kind of drive that tradition forward?
Yeah, I think it is important for us. It's not the be-all and end-all, because you get a lot of bands whose sole project is, to sing in Welsh and to promote the Welsh language, which is not what we're about, but it is an important part of our identity, or at least 2/3 of the band. Tom and I are from North Wales, so, and I mean, we're Welsh speaking, so we're interested in that side of things, and we're happy to be a part of, promoting the awareness of the language. Certainly, we wouldn't want to be seen as like a single issue band or anything, but we do, we find that people are interested in it, and you put a couple of Welsh numbers in the set, when you play in England, people are willing to listen to it and they're intrigued by it. So it's been a good sort of part of the Trials of Cato, I think, so far.
Okay, so we talked a little bit about songwriting. Who studied history here? You all did, right? Okay, so in regards to songs like Gawain and that kind of thing, was it important to kind of like get a little bit of mythology in? That kind of worked with the whole trad folk thing. You definitely got that going for you. That's another string to the bow. What do you think?
The Gawain track. Me and Rob studied medieval history,
Right.
and so we knew about this story Gawain, and we just thought it was a cool story. And also, we really like Led Zeppelin, and they have songs about mythology and Arthurian legends and stuff. So, that's where it came from, really.
Yeah, you definitely get that, and it gets a little prog rock at the end, and like the electro comes out.
Yeah. We were worried that maybe folk audiences would reject us because we had an electric guitar, but they haven't so far.
They've stuck with you. You've gone electric. There was no axes. Everybody went with it.
No, we haven't gone like full Bob Dylan like electric yet, but we did chuck a bit in. Yeah.
Nice. And one of the standout songs for me is Gloria. I really, really love that song. I consider that's like sort of RuPaul kind of contemporary folk anthem. What do you think? You said a little bit about it was partly fictitious. Yeah. Was there someone behind it? If so, could you tell me a little bit more about that, maybe?
Yeah, I mean, it was inspired by a particular individual, someone that we met at a folk club in Yorkshire back when we were living in the van, as well. Will mentioned earlier, but the song itself is not necessarily based on that person. It was, the workings of our imaginations as opposed to any particular individual. But somebody did get up and sing in front of us and just blow us away by their prowess, and so we were just inspired to write an ode to that individual. But no, the song itself is purely fictitious.
Right, okay. That's cool. So in regards to recording the album, you did it at Pennyland Studios with Rob Callan. Yeah. Little drop. And so how did you kind of capture the live energy? Was it recording with a lot of strife? How did you go about that? Was it all around one mic kind of thing, or?
No, we actually ended up doing it like sort of instrument by instrument. Right. So we so every single thing was recorded. We did all the instruments first, then we did the vocals. The backing vocals we did together. After a bit of a fight. We had no idea. It was just so like basically difficult to make an album. But I think for the next one, we might try and do it more live. I think we want to be like round one mic, tracking as much as we can together. But no, the first one was actually like, well, I shouldn't say this because it maybe gives the game away, but it was like individual tracks. But it gives you a lot of control in the like post processing as well. So there are advantages to it. So it's just different approaches.
Okay. Nice. And so what's next for you guys? So you're going to France? Is that what I hear?
It's going to be a busy summer. We're going to Brittany for the festival Interceltic. Once in August, and we're going again in September. Then we're going to Portugal for Costa del Folk in October, and we're going to the US as well in October. We're doing a few dates on the East Coast, which is really exciting. We've got a gig in New York City, which seems absolutely crazy. But yeah, so lots to look forward to, and then we're working on the second album. We're sort of gathering ideas and themes at the moment, and I think we're probably going to try and record it early part of next year. So album 2 is on the way.
Right. Okay. How many songs? Yeah, that's. Is that like breaking? Okay. Nice. Right. Well, thank you guys. Thanks a lot. Thanks for the chat. Thanks a lot, and I'll see you soon.
Nice one.
Absolutely.